Alright, hey everybody, so today I'm going to the boating show in Boston, the boating convention, whatever. I'm going to work it for a few hours, and I did some cleaning. I had a flat tire. I know I have a slow leak in my tire, and so I'm going to drop off my car this morning so that it can be fixed, and then I'm going to the boating show. Deshawn's going to drive me because once it gets dark out, I won't be able to see, and it's a little too dangerous for me to drive really at dark at night. So I can see as long as the sun's up, but I don't drive after dark because it's hard to see. So yeah. So now we are ready. We're all prepared, dressed, and whatnot. We're looking cute. All right, so I'm realizing that this is a new season in my life. So the past, while, God speaks to me. So for a past while, God has not been dealing with me in the same wavelength as he has been dealing with me in the past. So the other day, I wrote a post on Facebook just talking about how this year was really, as you guys can see, even my eyes look sickly. So in my past, when I was doing a lot of healing in my past, God was dealing with a lot of stuff with me, and so he was stirring up a lot of stuff in my life because he was dealing with me internally. And so one of the posts I wrote was, I would like to travel, but those are things that look outwardly good. But, I feel like this year God is really working with a lot of things where my body and physically my body, with my health, and not even just my health within that, my mental health and things within me that I struggle with. And so ever so often in our life, it seems like our life gets shooken up so that it can cause us to change, and any change is uncomfortable. Like, who likes change? A lot of us like to stay in our comfort zone. I know that oh my God, I hate coming out of my comfort zone. It's not something that I like to do, but there's several things. Like last week I went grocery shopping, and I mean, when I talk about, like, you guys saw me, I lived in Florida, and I didn't live around any of my family, and so it was often, like, everything I had to do on my own. If I needed any type of help, it was not available to me unless I went out and did it myself or found a way, in order to make sure that it was achieved. And so this season of my life, like when I went to the grocery store the other day, and I literally had to ask the man, can you help me get the milk? And so, it's been a little difficult. So, like, even for, like, with being sick, a lot of my sickness has been me having to lean upon Deshawn to be able to do more things, in which I should normally be capable of doing, like walking. Like, that's hard, like, everybody wants to be able to walk. Like, right now, we are driving to a place to drop off my car, and then he's gonna drive me so that he can pick me up later on tonight. So I can see now because it's easy to see because it's light outside. But as it gets darker, it'll be a little bit harder for me. Hold on, I gotta take out the trash and then I'm gonna go to the car. So yeah, so now we're in a season of life where God is making changes. I guess I'm gonna try to take the stairs. Which I really can't do, so. Where God is making changes to help you be uncomfortable to grow. And everybody needs growth and change in their life, okay? And so within growth is uncomfortable change. So for me, I know that for me, where I need to grow in my life is I really wanted, at one point, yeah, so in places in which we don't realize that we need growth and change, God is stirring things up so that we'll be able to change in this season of our lives. So it's very exciting. So in this journey of life, sorry guys, I keep having to cut out, but in this journey of life, God is really dealing with us on our struggles, our issues, our problems, and to face them, you know, because a lot of people, what they do in society nowadays is they cover up their issue with maybe a drug or a pill that the doctor may give them, but at the end of the day, your issue, your struggle is still there, and no matter what you do, you have to still face your issue. You still have to face your problem. You have to still face your struggle. You have to deal with it, you know, and you can't just avoid it. At some point, things have to be stirred up in your life for you to realize, hey, I have a problem. I have a problem. And you know, for me, you know, I could sit here and point out other people's problems and issues all day. But, you know, I know that for God right now, God is stirring up me and my husband's life, you know, to reveal to us our own struggles and our own issues. And so I'll reveal to you guys some of my struggles and my issues. You know, my husband's business is his business and some of the things that he struggles with, but I know that he's dealing with him as well as me. And so, you know, it gets hard because, you know, a lot of the times we're so used to, oh, there's that problem again, let me hide from it. And one of the things that I've been bringing up to my husband along this journey is my cutting issue. And you guys know that I used to cut. And so throughout my cutting, you know, I haven't cut in a very long time. And so I no longer deal with my issues by reverting back to cutting. And a lot of times what we do is when our struggles start coming to surface that we're having, we revert back to old ways. And so the thing is that we never get to change because we revert back to our old ways. And so it's not good for us to revert back to our old ways. It's not healthy for us to revert back to our old ways because God is needing for us to change. The reason why he's stirring up the things in our lives in the season of our lives is so that we will change, so that we can overcome. I keep making this statement over and over and over again. If you're in school and you're in a certain grade and you don't pass that grade, you will be held back. So you're in a place in your life where you're in a test where God is testing your life for your struggles, your problems, your issues. And if you do not get it right within the season, he will hold you back. Because he needs you to pass. He needs you to graduate. He needs you to get it right. Because in the next season of your life, he has something new for you. So it's not a time to revert back to old ways. It's time to grow and make changes because you're no longer in that past season. You're no longer in that age. You know, there are things where I have an issue with some sexual struggles when it comes to sexual healing. Now, me, I could sit here and I could sorry. I just have to pull over for a second. Okay, so I could sit here now I could sit here and I could revert back to old ways, or I could build myself so that in the next season I'll be prepared for where I need to go, because some things just don't need to continue on down the road with us. Sometimes you just have to grow. Sometimes you just have to get out of the place where you're in. You know, you can't just say, well, this is how I am, this is how I've always been, and this is how it's gonna be. No, at some point you have to be tired of the place that you're in. At some point there's a time for growth. At some point there's a time for change, and right now is that time. God is trying to change your life. And, you know, it's the reality of it, you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's going to hurt. It's gonna be uncomfortable. You are not going to like it. You're gonna wanna hide. You're gonna wanna run. It's gonna be painful because you're gonna be dealing with things that you didn't want to deal with, that you just tucked away and said, oh, I'll deal with this later, or I'm not gonna grow in this area of my life and I can't deal with this right now. No, honey. It's not that season. You know what season it is? It's the season of growth right now, and you're changing. So be uncomfortable, okay? But you're getting out of this season right now, okay? You're getting out of the place of where you've been and where you've been hindered right now. That's it. So I know for myself that's what's happening in my life, and so I know that God is doing it with a lot of other people. So be prepared to grow. It's not going to be easy. It's called growing pains, okay? It hurts. It's uncomfortable. But you become a better you. So get ready. It's that season. You're growing. Alright, I love you guys. I gotta go drop off this car so that Deo can drop me off in Boston and then pick me up later on. So I love you guys. Until we meet again. Goodbye. Guys, I'm at a boating convention, but I'm actually working in the boating convention, so yeah. I'm doing the color of the boats with the kids. So this is my little boat that I made this weekend.